This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petrinovich,
And I'm Kelly Gilster of 618 Studios.
and we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another conversation here on the Level Up Podcast. I am here with my girl, Taylor. Taylor, how are you?
Well, I am really tempted to burst out into song in my very own rendition of Happy Birthday because, you guys, it's Kelly's birthday week.
It is. I would love for you to break out in song. I would be honored, but I won't make you do it.
I'll send you a voice note.
Thank you. Yeah. Um, yeah, I turned 36 on Thursday, you guys. And I don't know if anyone has randomly discovered my personal TikTok account over the last 4 months. I know that a few of you have because I've gotten comments on the videos being like, I thought I recognized this voice. And then they're like, it's you, Kelly. And I decided because Taylor had her glow up year last year, that this is my year to have my glow up year after being, 9 months to a year postpartum along this time. And my body is completely my own again. And so I went on this journey realizing that I was not going to go through another insecure summer. That was my biggest thing. I was I just want to be really confident this summer, feel really strong, good in my own skin. And so I went on a journey to lose 22 pounds from when I first started back in, I believe it was late January was when I decided to make the change. And then I lost 5 pounds on my own. And then I have leveraged the TikTok community because we love TikTok over here. These two TikTok girlies. And it's been really fun. I show up and I weigh myself nearly every day. I haven't been the best about it, but I'm 2 days away and very, very close to my goal weight. So I always started off with day something, reaching my goal weight of 125 before June 5th when I turned 36. And then I go into what I weighed that day and then any other thoughts. But it's been really great to do it with a community of people.
I feel like we all need community. Community is important in every area of our life. We're literally built to be communal beings. Even for the little introverts like me, we still need our people to rally behind us and to be there for us. So
yeah. And
yes.
Speaking of community, we are 1 month into our spring mastermind with our very new little community over there of photographers and filmmakers. And it's been so fun. I love being in that 12-week segment with everybody. And just huge shifts are made because you're doing it with a group of people, just like big shifts were made for me in weight loss because I was doing it in front of a community and with with other people. So, yeah.
We love our community. I feel like it's honestly just unparalleled, one of a kind. And we're excited to be in the thick of it. It's our most favorite thing that we do twice a year. And I just feel giddy every time we start a new group. We get to know our new students and we start getting our hands really into their business. I know there's so many other programs out there where it's very student led and very about doing peer reviews and things like that. But Kelly and I take a very different approach. Of course, we love your peers having, giving a second, third, fourth set of eyes on your stuff. But Kelly and I really like to have our specific eyes and our hands on your business to give you a very tailored approach to reviewing and giving basically a checklist of maybe things to change, identifying what your strengths are and really helping you elevate what you've already built in your business just to bring it to that next level. So it's our favorite thing to do. And
it really is.
I love it. But today we are going to be talking about the so dreaded reality of working within the wedding industry, and that is getting ghosted by clients who inquire with us. And it's so lame to get ghosted.
It is so sad. And it's
sucks.
a shared experience amongst all of us. So just know that if you are feeling particularly sad about someone ghosting you, or you feel like you've been ghosted a lot recently, all of us get ghosted. No matter what market you're in, you're getting ghosted. But Taylor and I have some really helpful tips in this episode that's going to help you lessen your likelihood of getting ghosted. And you may be making some of these mistakes without knowing that it's causing you a higher likelihood of being ghosted. So let's hop right in. Taylor, what would you say would be the first mistake that people are making that's resulting in them getting ghosted?
The first mistake I would say that results in people getting ghosted is being a little bit strong-handed and inflexible with how you approach this sales process. And one of those ways is not providing any sort of investment information upfront. The reality is whether somebody has $3 million to spend on their wedding or $3,000 to spend on their wedding, they indeed have a budget and they need to know what they're getting themselves into. And by keeping that information, they're just probably going to move on to the next. Unless they were head over heels, absolutely in love with you as an artist, as a brand, and as somebody who produces work that they would love to have. Like they're obsessed with you, which I mean, I think we would all love to have clients who are obsessed with us, but not everyone is that way, especially in the beginning. So if they're more of like a casual lurker, just kind of seeing like if maybe you're available and like willing to move forward in the process, then you're putting up a giant roadblock by not providing any pricing information whatsoever before they move forward in the process with you. And I mean, I've been on that, like I've been on the consumer end as a client or as a customer with that too. Like
Yeah.
wanting to have work done to my house, wanting to have like my home painted or new floors installed, or even we were talking last week about like mobile detailing services, like having my car cleaned. Like if I don't know like what ballpark price you fall in before moving forward with you, I just simply don't want to waste my time. If I'm being totally honest, I value my time a lot, and so many of our clients value their times just as much. Like they are busy professionals. A lot of them have very demanding jobs, whether that be working in the medical field or working in legal or finance or whatever it may be. Like their time is so valuable. And if they have to dig with you and like spend, you know, lots of time going back and forth on emails or getting on a consultation call, then like just to know what you charge, like, sorry, they're probably out.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I love that you said thinking about you as a consumer and being on that consumer side. I think it's so valuable to really reflect as a consumer different ways in which we have been either treated in a hospitality sense or in a sales sense or however it is, and like really make those mental notes of like what felt icky, what felt really impressive, what like really aligned with the process that you were hoping for
Mhm.
and got you to that goal that you loved the whole thing from start to finish, you know? So I'm always constantly reflecting on like little experiential aspects of going to a restaurant and the way that they speak to you or whatever that may
You
be.
had actually had a great one. So we were just at Kinetic a few weeks ago. Well, at the time of recording, we record these ahead of time, and you had an amazing point as like we were walking through the property. And if you've ever been at like a bougie hotel, whether that be to stay as a guest or you're working at one, you'll notice that the staff, as you're passing them in the halls or even outside on the pathways, they'll step aside and let you pass. And you said something that stuck with me. You're like, I've adopted that practice in my own business. I'm like, yes, we can just like look and see like how we're being treated as customers and like feel that. Like, how did that feel?
Oh, great. I mean, like the way that I don't know if like you guys listening can think about it, but like the person who's working for the hotel, they physically stop, make eye contact with you, greet you, either say good morning, good afternoon, hi, how are you? And then you pass and then they pass by. Like I've noticed it first at Montage properties that I worked at. And then obviously at the Belmont property that we were on, they did the similar practice. And just noticing that little key touch, and that's now what I do at weddings too. Like I'm mirroring, oh my goodness. I am
Mm.
mirroring the experience that my clients experience in lots of other aspects of their life. So where they stay, where they eat, all of those things so that now my brand is seen at a higher level of value because I'm associating all of those business practices as well. So on a wedding day, if, there's the mother of the bride or the mother of the groom, and I'm like walking by with my tripod, moving it or whatever, I'm going to like stop. And then I'll say, congratulations, say it was after the ceremony, congratulations. And then they pass by and then I continue walking. But I'm not going to like hustle and bustle around them or make them move around me or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that was my point. Thanks for bringing that up, Taylor.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so much you can learn from like observing. And then again, circling back to the community aspect, like you would never know that if you didn't talk to other people in the industry. Like if we weren't friends and I hadn't experienced that with you, I probably never would have like heard that before. So like we can just learn so much from each other. And I think that's so great. Um, but yes, back to the point. Give something, guys. We're not saying you have to like have a beautiful proposal prepared for that initial email response back, but like gotta give them something. I mean, I do. I send my full like collections guide. I don't gatekeep that
Same.
information. I don't, I'm fully aware that like other people, like other photographers, filmmakers might reach out to me under like a guise and like ask, and like I just don't care. I think some people feel very protective of their pricing, what they're offering, but I think that's like coming from such a scarcity mindset approach. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, sure. Like, if you're a competitor and you want to know my pricing, I will happily send it to you. Like, sure.
In this point in time of my life, and if you're sitting here thinking the same, and just know that if you've done things before that worked, like maybe this was like when you were single and you had lots of time and you enjoyed being on conversations and calls with people, like that's great. And like maybe that served a season of your business at that point. But then if you're kind of starting to see like you're creeping up and you're demanding more, and all of a sudden it's getting harder and harder to get people on the phone, then that's probably a clear indication that maybe let's just remove that part of the process or let's switch it up a little bit. And that's okay. Or maybe now, fast forward, you've been in business for 6 years and now you have a couple of kids, and like having to arrange a phone call with a quiet house for 30 minutes is very challenging. Like, don't try to fit a square peg in a round hole. Like, just
Hmm.
maybe it's time to like eliminate less of the consultations and see how many of your clients are just going to book you over email, and don't be afraid. Like, we do so many of that now. We so much of that now.
Yeah.
We rarely do I rarely do consultations now, but that's from a video standpoint. I will say photographers, they conduct many more consultations than us as videographers do.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So, what's another mistake that's leading to more ghosting with maybe a simple shift that could reduce the ghosting frequency?
Honestly, the time frame in which you reply to that inquiry. I think that a lot of people like miss the boat. Like the opportunity comes and then it like embarks and sets sail, and you've been left at the dock because you took too long to respond to the inquiry. We actually put out a poll a few months ago, and we wanted to know and get a pulse on like how quickly are you responding to inquiries? Is it within the day? Is it within 24 hours? Is it within 72 hours? Is it more than 72 hours? And a lot of you guys said within 24 hours, which I really do think is appropriate, but I think honestly, as soon as possible. I think a lot of people feel like it comes off like too eager,
Hmm.
but I am thoroughly always impressed when someone gets back to me on email immediately. I never see that as like, oh, they're too eager. It never comes off poorly to me when someone responds too fast.
No,
What about you,
same.
Taylor?
No, I feel like if that's the way you're taking care of me, like before we're even working together in a paid capacity, this is how you're going to continue working with me, like once we are signed, sealed, delivered, And so I feel like it instills actually more confidence personally. Like it feels like a high level of like concierge level service. Whereas when it takes a week to like hear back and then it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not available. I'm like, oh my gosh, well, I could have continued my search. Like in the meantime, thanks for making me wait. And that's like a very frustrating experience. But although those are two very different extremes, and the happy medium is that 24-hour point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'll agree that like sometimes the early bird absolutely gets the worm. And if you can have a process set up where you can immediately have a response ready to go, where you just have to plug and play a few little pieces to make it a little bit more customized to that specific client, then that's a really easy way. And actually, this is like a hack. So I have our planner email templates, which I use the most because I'm communicating with planners, but we also have luxury client email templates, which are specifically meant for the client. We have both of those, and I have them saved in my notes app. And so that I can, whether I'm at the grocery store or I'm at the pool with the kids or somewhere where I just can't access my computer, I just can copy and paste from that note the template that we've created and really quickly plug a few different, maybe the client's names, their location, a couple different things to make that email feel very, very tailored to them and not like a canned email. Um,
Mhm.
so that I can send it off right away. And if you need a template, if you need to be able to, from that initial inquiry point all the way through the booking process, if you need some emails that sound really, really elevated, high end, but also high touch, like you actually care about your clients deeply, in a way where you can easily customize them and personalize them, we have email templates in our shop. We have them for planners, which a lot of our listeners are working directly with planners, are being inquired with through planners, but we also have client ones as well. And you can find those at thelevelupco.com/shop. If you just want a really easy plug and play way where this has worked for Taylor and Kelly and hundreds of other people where they're using these every single day and they get amazing responses and they're booking clients through these, we just have them for you in case you want to grab them. So head on over to our shop, thelevelupco.com/shop, grab them, copy and paste them into your notes app or wherever you like to use. If you're a Google phone user, like my husband, not an Apple phone user, then that might be like a Google Keep or something for you. But I'm an Apple girly, love my notes app. You guys, if I ever died and somebody looked at my notes app and I would be mortified. I have everything in there.
Oh my gosh, it's like your tell-all is in there.
It's my
Um,
diary. Yes.
no, I think it's so smart too to have templates for just the clients and then to have those templates for planners because the way that you communicate with either sides is so, so different, and I primarily work with wedding planners, full service wedding planners, but every once in a while we have a client come through that maybe the family has a personal assistant that they're, leaning more on in the wedding planning process. And the the client, like the wedding that I did last year, almost a year ago in Nantucket, there was like no wedding planner. And so I was
Mhm.
just, communicating with this girl, and so I used our client email templates for that. And I know that it takes you through every step of the process from initial inquiry through, the contract phase to, hey, we're 30 days out from the wedding, to, hey, this is a thank you from after the wedding, to delivery of their gallery of images or their final films.
Yeah.
So it really walks you through every step of the way.
What I love most about them is it also gives timelines on when we recommend sending different emails, when to follow up, how much following up is good, how much following up is bad, what that time frame looks like. So if you are getting ghosted and you're thinking okay, what's an appropriate time frame for me to pop back into their inbox and how frequently should I do that? We address that in both sets of the email templates because again, the game is so different for booking through a client versus booking with a planner. They respond to different things differently, and what's going to work for a client is most certainly not going to work for a planner. So we kind of guide you through that process as well.
Hey, Level Up listeners, if you want to start booking five-figure weddings, then it's time to start curating a five-figure experience. Get started today with our Client Experience Bundle. Charging higher rates and booking higher quality weddings both require elevating your client experience, and our bundle is going to help you do just that. We are here to equip you with everything you need to impress your high-wealth clients and full-service wedding planners. With this guide, you are going to save yourself hours of troubleshooting and years of potential setback. Now, with this client experience bundle that we've put together for you, you're going to have everything at your fingertips to elevate your communication and your processes both pre-wedding day and post-wedding day. This bundle not only includes email templates, but it also includes a customizable proposal template and professional guides. If you're looking to upsell your clients to serve them really well without feeling salesy, we also include polished and professional templates that provide your client with a feeling that you have their best interest at heart while helping you increase your profits. One of my favorite things about this bundle is that it includes our style guide. Dressing for the occasion demonstrates to your client and the creative team that you respect their event and also showcases a team player mindset. It's truly an incredible resource. Head over to thelevelupco.com/shop and position yourself at the top of the market and grab our client experience bundle today.
Okay, so another thing, I think we have a few more things to kind of give you really quick wins where you can go implement these things literally today to hopefully reduce that ghosting frequency that you're dealing with, which again is so annoying. But we are all in the same boat for the most part. Is for me personally, I was seeing the most volume of inquiries as well as the highest volume of ghosting when I had no starting or average investment price on my website whatsoever. So for
Yeah.
all a client knew, I could charge $1,000 or $100,000. They did not know. And I've experimented over the years. So I've been shooting weddings since 2017, and you name it, I've done it. I'm a huge experimenter with things. I'm not ever like married or tied to like one specific way of doing things. I really like to like experiment and just see what's going to work the best. And I've tried both ways, well, actually, all three ways. I've had all of my packages listed on my website. I've had no pricing information listed on my website whatsoever. And then I just feel like a really wonderful, happy medium for me personally is to either have a starting price or an average investment price listed. And I don't have like a special pricing page on my website, nothing like that. It's literally just on the contact page. It just says it like investment begins at this amount. I think this year it starts at 13.5. It just says that. And so automatically if a client lands on my website, they're like, "Ooh, I love like what she's doing. This is amazing. I'm going to reach out." She clicks over to the contact page and then she sees that number and it's going to either do one of two things like, "Oh, whoa, that's like way out of my budget. Like I don't even need to inquire because I know I can't afford it," which is great. That's like kind of it doing its purpose. Like I just don't want an extreme number of unqualified leads landing in my inbox. Of course, there's always people who are not reading the things on your website, and so there will be outliers, but for the most part, it like reduces that number. And then it will confirm to people who can afford me, like, "Oh, this is actually exactly what we're looking for." And then I also feel like it has like an added benefit of the client not feeling like they're being like your price is being inflated. Like we all see
Yeah.
that where like they're like, "Is this really what you're charging?" Or like, "Did you just quote that for me because where I'm getting married or who I'm working with?" And it's like it can like confidently instill like, "No, this is like just in fact like what I charge. It doesn't have anything to do with you at all." But by just like reducing the number of unqualified inquiries landing in my inbox, like the ghosting immediately, basically, I don't get ghosted anymore. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
let's just like, I don't get that many volume or that big a volume of inquiries, maybe like one a week, two a week during like busy season, but I hear back from them all. A polite no, thank you. But it's because like there's a level of trust. They were qualified. It wasn't just because I was like five times as much as what they were willing to spend. Because there's price shoppers out there. And I feel like a lot of ghosting just comes from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the number one thing that is because of the price.
Hmm.
And so I'm a firm believer on transparency on the website of either what your client spends on average with you or what your starting rate is. Because I think that's another thing too. Like, I think it's so great to bring transparency of these people saying like, well, I'm just getting ghosted all the time. I'm like, okay, well, let's like talk about how many leads are actually coming into your inbox. Like, it can probably feel like you're getting ghosted all the time, you know, if you're getting 20 leads a week or something like that. Like, I
Yeah.
think like on a really heavy week, we're getting maybe 5 inquiries in our inbox, like very heavy week. And then, like you said, Taylor, it's maybe 1 to 2 on average, but I mean, we'll go sometimes 2 weeks without an inquiry in our inbox.
Hmm.
And it's mainly because of also the relationships that we've secured along the way with wedding planners, who are, pre-vetting the process and really only getting into our inbox if they feel like it's a really great fit for us and the client, like they've pre-vetted that. But there was years where we were, charging $2,500, and we had lots of people that were inquiring and price shopping around, and we were in that volume game of leads. So just to kind of give you guys some context and transparency as to like what our inboxes look like on a week to week basis, that's kind of what we're talking about. And the reasoning for not as much ghosting on our end, even though it does still happen, is because it's really been like funneled down to very qualified individuals, I feel like. So yeah, I think that's just something to kind of look at and look into and realize that like volume is going to equal more ghosting and less volume is less ghosting. So How do you want it to do? Does it make you feel good to have a lot of inquiries in your inbox? Or does it really weigh you down that a majority of them may be ghosting you or over half of them, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and we're all so different. Some people need that little like, okay, like things are working, like we're
Yeah.
being seen, like all of that. For me personally, like we talk about this a lot, but like I have 3 children. I have I wear 1,000 hats. Like I am the primary parent in my household. I do all the grocery shopping, all the like household things. I own 2 businesses. Like I'm doing all the things. And I really only want to be spending time on like qualified leads who are going to like more than likely result in a booking. Of course, I hear no plenty. That happens all the time. I'm being put up against, I mean, same as you, Kelly, and same as all of our listeners, but like I'm being put up against really, really incredibly talented people. And of course, like they're going to win some and I'm going to win some. But I just don't want to be responding to someone with a budget that is half of what I'm coming in at. So I think this is great, you guys. These are some things where if you are on a little walk, getting those 10,000 steps in a day in, hopefully you were able to jot them really down in your notes app or send yourself an email. That's something that I do all the time is like if I send myself an email, it's like a little like to-do list item. So the next time I sit down at my
Yeah.
desk, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just do that. So number one, it was don't gatekeep your pricing information. Don't make them correspond with you over and over and over again. Maybe even hop on a consultation before you divulge any of your pricing information. I think that's a huge
Yeah.
miss and will result in high levels of ghosting. Number two, what was yours?
Number 2 was not responding quickly
Oh,
enough.
yes. You guys, we're businesses. Like we are not doing this for funsies. I know so many of us are artists first, and maybe business owners is a little bit less of a natural thing for us. But if you are frustrated by the way people are responding to you or not responding to you, then more than likely there's something that you can do that where you're in control. And so I feel like response time is something like so easy to adjust. Like if you don't have push notifications on your phone for like your email, like whether you have like Gmail or Outlook or I don't know the other apps. Just a Gmail person. You guys just turn on the push notifications. I know spammy emails get so annoying put to your phone, but like the early bird gets the worm. Like do you want the client? I don't know. I do. It's worth the push notifications for me personally. And then the third was to maybe consider if you have not already, including just some sort of like starting or average price somewhere on your website. You can be really, really subtle. It doesn't have to be somewhere where it's like huge, like huge on your like homepage, like starting at this number. Like here's what our clients
Yeah.
pay. Like it doesn't have to be like that. It can be
There's, like,
very
flashing lights, there's, like, arrows pointing to it.
a scrolling marquee across the top of your website. Like it doesn't have to be crazy, guys. But I do think like if somebody is like vetting you, they're like seeing if like you're like a qualified candidate for their wedding, they're probably going to do their due diligence more often than not. And just by placing that somewhere where like they're gonna probably see it is really, really smart. It'll just weed out like that, like volume of inquiries, volume of ghosting, spending less time on stuff that isn't going to result in dollars in your pocket. I think it's just smart. And then Kelly, I think you have a bonus one.
I have a bonus one, you guys. I remember chatting in the DMs. I believe it was in the DMs. It might have also just been like someone we were chatting with in our mastermind program. And they were talking about the woes of ghosting. And I'm like, well, walk me through your process. And they're like, well, they inquire. And then my CRM system recognizes if I'm available and then sends them like an auto email and then sends them like an auto email to book a call with me and then sends like a reminder to book a call with me. And then they sign up for it. And then I show up all dressed and ready and I've gotten ready and I'm excited. And then they like no show the call and they just ghost me completely. And I'm like, well, honestly, like they've been talking to a robot this whole time. Like they don't even really understand that there's like a real life human on the other end of this, waiting, getting all ready for the consultation and sitting on the other side of Zoom, just waiting for them to show up. And so make sure that you are, customizing these just enough. And that's why I really love our templates as well, because it's a really eloquent way to speak with the client at every phase, but we have plug and play areas on where you're going to plug in the personalized touches for the client to understand that this is a high touch experience that you are offering to them. A high touch experience is not these auto sent out CRM emails to their inbox. Like that's really going to devalue your brand very quickly. So
Mhm.
if that's kind of your system and process right now, I would highly suggest implementing something different and really plug and play, easy plug and play email templates are honestly, I think, the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. One last time for the people in the back, thelevelupco.com/shop. Go grab them. It's just so easy. Again, there's like a multitude of ways to use them, to plug them into your workflows. And I think that's such a wonderful resource to have on hand. And kind of this mid-season time for most of us, at least like in the US, we're still doing a lot of correspondence with our clients. I know that it's maybe not booking season per se, but um, there's still a lot of emailing back and forth and preparing for weddings and then delivery of your beautiful galleries and beautiful films. And this is going to really help you stand out in the best way possible when it comes to being a really lovely person to work with, especially through email. And I don't know about you, Kelly, but I'm like the kind of person who, when I get a text back or an email back, like um, unless they have, like, really positive inflection in the way they're talking, I think they're mad at me. Like, if it doesn't have,
Oh,
like, an exclamation point
100%.
or they're like, "K, period," and I think that sometimes, people try to write via email in 2 ways generally, like, overly excited, like a super excited dog who's, like, seeing their, like, human come home for the first time that day, and, like,
Yeah.
that can be, like, a little intense with all the exclamation points and, like, overly friendly, and then there's, like, people who this is, like, my natural tendency. I try to be, like, so buttoned up and, like, so professional and so polished that I come off as cold, and what these email templates do is they really infuse, like, a little bit of both. They're highly, highly professional, but then also personable and, like, warm, which I think is a really tough brand voice to nail. So, this will bring the best of both worlds. So whether you lean more towards overly excited, all the exclamation points, or a little bit robotic and cold, this kind of will bring you to that balance point of being in the middle. And again, we've had like really wonderful response from the people we've sent emails to using these templates. So I
Yeah,
highly
and
encourage you
even
to grab
people who
them.
have purchased them before in our Level Up group, like we had, I remember someone in our Facebook group commented in when someone was, I think someone had dropped the link to our email templates, and he was like, "I love these. I actually didn't realize how awful I was at emails until I purchased these and started implementing them in my day-to-day client communication. So thank you so much." So, like they're inexpensive. Go grab them. They really could be the differentiator between you booking that next high paying gig or maybe not. You never know. And it's so funny that you said the golden retriever or not. Well, I guess I do have golden retriever energy, but the dog coming running up to the door, that's me. I'm the one with like all the exclamation points and like this is going to be amazing. We're so excited. And then I have to be like, okay, let's like delete like at least 7 exclamation points and get this a little more profesh. So it's a good balance of Kelly and Taylor in these.
Yeah, actually that's like such a great, I think, thing for our students is we're total yin and yang. Like I'm like a little robotic and Kelly's like so warm and friendly, and like I'm more type A, Kelly's more type B, but then I'm actually type B about some things and Kelly's like so on top of those things. So we complement each other so well.
It's so true. We were
And then you
driving
go
home from Santa Barbara together a few weeks ago and I forget what it was, but you were like, "You are so type A about everything that I'm not type A about." And like the things that you're type B about, I cannot even imagine. Like I'm so on it, but I don't remember what it was, but it's very true.
you will never catch me with a dead phone, whereas Kelly's phone dies 6 times a day.
6 times a day. Yeah. We were on the phone earlier just before recording this and my phone died on you.
I don't even question it anymore. I just embrace it. It's fine.
I don't even try to call back.
I'm like,
Those in my
no.
friend group know. They're like, "Well, that conversation came and went. We're done with that."
I actually have like a little hack. If you know somebody whose phone dies a lot, I just will like send you a text message sometimes. And if it says delivered, then I know your phone is alive. And if it doesn't
Oh
say
my
delivered, I'm like, oh, her phone is just dead. Okay. I won't even try.
That's funny. All right,
Okay, we're gonna
guys.
wrap this up,
Well,
guys.
but yeah, we'll land this plane. It's been so nice chatting with you this week. It's almost the first day of summer, so we're so excited. And I hope you guys are having an incredible wedding season thus far. If you are still listening and you have a really exciting wedding coming up, we'd love to hear about it. Can you send us a DM on Instagram and tell us about where you're traveling to, or if it's a really exciting venue that you're shooting at, or if your couple has really cool style and is doing a new concept that you've never shot before? We'd love to know. This is a two-way relationship. We don't want to just be talking at you. We want to be talking with you. So, always know that our door is open and we would love to chat with you guys. So I hope you guys have a great week ahead and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. Please help us reach more filmmakers and photographers like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it to social media. And don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.